New construction, teardowns, infills, subdivisions, aging homes, aging population, buy before you can sell. Going to hit a whole bunch of stuff here inside of this video today. And it was all sparked by this here article that I saw from Resi Club. It says teardown versus infills versus new subdivisions. And kind of got to scrolling around and pretty interesting. So an infill was a word I hadn't really heard of before. What is an infill? An infill is when you've got somebody. So these are new construction across the country. About 57% are being comprised of brand new subdivisions. They go in, put in roads, everything. And that's about 57%. 20% across the country are what are considered infills. This is where maybe you've got a subdivision that's 20 years old. It's sitting there and somebody now comes in and puts in a new construction inside of that neighborhood. And I'm going to touch on this in more color. You've got just your whole tear down, rebuild, kind of a gut rehab. And then you've got people, 15% are just homes that are built out in the middle of nowhere, rural. It's not inside of a subdivision. Somebody buys a piece of land, plops it in there. Why these infills matter, if you can think about that, if you can take yourself back to your high school days, and also interesting, these are the infills. Take yourself back to your high school days. You can remember when a new guy or girl showed up, everybody else got compared against that one. Was it better? Was it worse? What's the price? So as a new construction comes into your subdivision, they're going to have a price that home needs to sell for based on profit margin. It has nothing to do with what your home traditionally has or has not sold for. So it kind of resets things. People are making comparisons against that. And if you look up and down the coast, you will see a lot more infills. I mean, heck, if you're up in the New England area, it's 30, 35%. This is what is being comprised of. It's these homes. And I had an article yesterday, a post that I did inside of a community that I'm in, where we're looking at kind of people across the board. Roughly 65% of homes in the US are 30 plus years old. If you think about it, you got a 30-year-old home and there's now a new construction in there, and 38% of those need some kind of meaningful repairs before listing. So we've got this aging population of homes. We've got these fancy new constructions that are going in. There's a little bit of disconnect there. Maybe some of the reasons that you see price drops, because I got to compare myself to that young buck, and a bunch of different things. Also, these people are pretty across the board. About 53% of people, they got a ton of equity in their home. They don't have money to move to another home. So buy before you sell type programs, rehab programs, some of those things are just outside of people's reach. And down here, right, 37% of people cannot even afford to do any type of rehab to their home before. So there's a lot of different people with different kinds of problems that present. But as I think about this across the board, do you have options? We've got some different cool things that we do with a company called Zoom Casa, where they allow people they come in, they buy your house, they cover the renovation costs, ultimately allowing you to flip your own home. And it gives you a fighting chance, in my estimation, against all of these infill homes that are going to be coming to your neighborhood already, if they're not, or having your home compared against new construction. Today's a world where our average first-time home buyers almost, they're 40 years old. Repeat buyers are in their low 60s. The average is late 50s. People don't want a project. People are looking at paying, especially for the top dollar today, people are looking at paying money to get a turnkey home in a lot of instances. Heck, first-time home buyers, only 10% of them are comprised of single, dudes. Those would be the people that would take on those big projects. So we've got this kind of changing market out there. And if you don't have any programs, or maybe you're curious about, can you flip your own house? There are programs out there. We do stuff with a company called Zoom Casa all the time to do it. You want details on that, reach out. I can love to share with you how it works, what it looks like. But this is a very interesting stat on all of these infill properties. And it makes sense that people are having problems selling their listings if two down from you is a new construction at a relatively similar price point. And that's it. So kind of just some thoughts there. What are you seeing in your area? Are infills impacting your marketplace?